I did this speech on recycling and why we should be recycling to save our planet. Recycling is collecting, separating, processing, and marketing plastic, glass, anything that can be reused more than once. As our population grows, our natural resources are getting stretched thin, and because of them being stretched thin, we have to find new ways of powering our stuff and not overfilling our landfills and polluting our water and polluting our air. We want to keep Mother Earth around as long as possible. Just because the product inside the container is all gone doesn't mean the container itself, or say the newspaper, is garbage. It can be used more than one time. It can be remade into something completely different. If we all started recycling more, we would help prevent global warming, air pollution, water pollution, overfilling our landfills, and we'd save more energy. With global warming, if we was to start recycling, we would be reducing our carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, which is a contributor to global warming. Manufacturing aluminum equals 95% more carbon dioxide than if we was to recycle. In each ton of paper, we save about 15 trees. Trees help absorb carbon dioxide. One tree absorbs about 250 pounds of carbon dioxide each year, which is a lot. The more trees we cut down, the less carbon dioxide gets absorbed, the more is in the air, the faster global warming happens. With our air pollution, if we recycle, we already know that there's gas in there that industries spew out. There's lots of horrible gases that get spewed from industries that create all of our products. Plastic and metal factories they produce large amounts of toxic gas. So if we was to recycle metal and plastic, it would be reducing the amount of toxic gas being released from these factories and industries. And because the demand for the product has gone up, because of the population going up, we have to find new ways of not creating so many gases, but also meeting the demands of the population. That's why we should be recycling to help our air. Our landfills. As our population goes up, there's about 7.1 billion people on the earth. That is 7.1 billion people creating garbage. And Earth can only handle so much garbage. Our landfills are starting to fill up, and the faster our landfills fill up, the more it gets closer to cities. And when there's landfills in crowded cities, it makes people more vulnerable to diseases. The rate of our landfills growing has just been overwhelming. There has been so much garbage in our landfills that it's to the point of where we have no more space. So if we all were to pitch in and recycle that water bottle that you take to work or the newspaper you read every morning, then there would be less paper and plastic in our landfills and more space for stuff that can't be recycled, like styrofoam or, things of that sort. For our water, landfills, there's a lot of waste that gets put in our landfills that isn't clean and it's not treated. So when it gets into the landfill, it seeps into the ground and goes through all the soil and gets into the groundwater. And we drink groundwater. Some people do. Some people, it'll get treated and it won't hurt them. But there's other people like myself that have a well. And so if it was to get into the groundwater, it can get into my well, and then we'd be drinking toxic water. Then when there's no room to dump this waste, you don't want to put it in our landfills, so then people go and they put it into the ocean or seas, and then that hurts fish and marine life. And that's not what we want to do either. So we need to start finding ways of recycling these waste products that are not going to hurt our marine life or hurt us and our plants and animals here. Energy. We need to save energy because soon we're going to be out of coal, or we're going to run out of natural gases and gasoline, and we're going to need to find new ways of powering all of our electronical devices and machines and buildings and lights and everything, because we all consume a lot of energy. It takes less energy to recycle than it does to make a new product. So instead of making all of these new products, we could be recycling, and it'd be saving energy by using something that was already made. That water bottle that you take to work, you can reuse dozens of times, so you're not having to keep getting new water bottles, which then in return would be put into a landfill, and then a new water bottle would have to keep being remade, so you'd constantly have your water. Instead, you would use the same water bottle for a couple weeks, or and then get a new one. Could recycle that, and it could be made into a new water bottle. It's a very ongoing process, and it's in the long run much better, and it saves you money. You keep using the same water bottle, you're not constantly having to buy one. 1 pound of steel saves enough energy to light a 60-watt light bulb for 24 hours. So we could be powering we could save a lot of energy by just reusing the stuff we have. Those alone are enough reasons for me to want to start recycling more and to start trying to make a difference. I want to know that the earth that I get to live in is the same earth that my great-great-grandchildren will be living in. I want to know that earth will be thriving when they get to live, and it's not going to be full of waste and garbage and have to wear air masks so that they're not breathing in horrible air. So if we all pitch in and we all try to make a difference, all of our children will get to live in the same earth we do. Recycling is very easy and very simple, but it leaves such a giant impact on the earth. So why not all recycle?